And now, your KY3 Storm Team forecast.
Talking weather with Liz, and there's Lake of the Ozarks behind us there. A few boats out already. We figured they got to get out now before it gets too hot.
Exactly. I think especially the fishermen are thinking, get out early because you do not want to be sitting out there in the middle of this heat. The thing that's been consistent, at least, has been that we've been well above average. It's hard to think that normally this time of the year would just be topping off at about 84 degrees, especially since the next hour or so, I think that's going to be where our temperatures are. By lunchtime, so really between noon and 2 will be when most of us are climbing up to right around 90 degrees. View out by the lake, well, not too many people out there just yet, but I feel like more people will probably be jumping in and enjoying a refreshing swim with how hot we're going to be. Already sitting at 79 degrees here in Springfield, just shy of the 80-degree mark for most of the Ozarks, and with dew point temperatures close to 70 degrees, I'm sure you'll be able to feel that mugginess all day long. And one thing to note, too, is that the higher the humidity, the higher the dew point, the higher the heat index as well. So we are going to be feeling a little more like triple digits this afternoon. So that's why I'm thinking the lake might be feeling pretty nice. So if you are thinking about heading out to the lake, maybe even going for a swim, most of the lake temperatures now are about 80 to 85 degrees. So not quite to that bathwater temperature yet. So it'll still be nice and refreshing if you do decide to jump in. By the middle of the week, though, this pattern is going to be changing. We're going to be dropping down the temperatures and even welcoming in a chance for some rain. In the meantime, though, heat advisories are still in effect for most of our area. You'll notice in far parts of southwestern Missouri and even northern Arkansas, you're not under the heat advisory, but I do not think that you are going to be dodging the hot temperatures. As far as those of us who are in the heat advisory, though, that means high temperatures today climbing up to the mid-90s, so much like yesterday. And just take a look at some of these heat index values. We're going to be closer to 100 to 105 degrees for that feels like temperature by later on this afternoon. That being said, there are a few things that you can do if you will be outdoors to make sure that you're staying safe. First of all, find the shade whenever you can, slow things down. And by dressing for summer, we're talking about the light, loose-fitting clothing. So you want something that can breathe if you're outdoors. And make sure, of course, that you are drinking plenty of water. As far as things on the upper levels, we've had some high pressure moving its way down to our south and east, and that's brought along a few other H's with it, the heat and the humidity. Now, as that continues to sink its way farther down to the south and east, look at this, dip in the jet stream for us, and that's going to allow for a change at the surface as well. We'll be watching for a front just up to the north. You'll notice as it becomes stationary, this area of low pressure kind of parks itself up by Kansas City. I think middle of the week, if you'll be heading up toward the Kansas City area, you are looking at a pretty good shot at seeing some rain. But those of us in the Ozarks, we're going to be holding on to this front, slowly pushing its way down to the south and east as that area of high pressure starts to break down a little bit more and really brings in a better chance for a few showers for us and even some more thunderstorms as well. I think today and tomorrow we still have that chance for maybe a stray shower to bubble up, but it's going to be more of the exception as opposed to the norm for us. Overnight tonight, falling back down into the 70s, so really not watching for too much relief overnight as well. Of course, that pattern change that we're talking about, it kicks in Wednesday, and I think not only will we see relief in terms of bringing in some of that much needed rain, a few isolated thunderstorms, but just take a look at those temperatures. We'll finally be back down to the mid-80s for at least a little bit, because by the time the weekend gets here, we'll still be keeping a close eye on the clouds as those temperatures shoot right back up to the low to mid-90s.
I will cherish that 84, Liz. Thank you. Next, the newest Menards store.